moment, I should say, already I told the day which I took over as the governor of Telangana. And also, the happiest day is our approval of the vaccine from Hyderabad, that is from Telangana. So, I really were longing for the vaccine, and when it is approved, that was the happiest moment for me. The saddest moment, I should say, the pandemic period, when we heard that even doctors were affected, and immediately that only made me to go there. Actually, even my security restricted. I wanted to go to the hospital with PPE and to encourage the doctors. So the saddest moment when I hear any one of the frontline warrior loses the life or lost the life because of my pandemic, that was the saddest moment for me. So for sake of others, for treating the people, frontline warriors, whether it is doctors, whether it is paramedical staff, or the police personnel, or our cleaning persons, everyone, whoever may be, when they lose their life, when they lost their life, that was the saddest moment for me. Tamil Nadu elections, at present I am the governor. Almost, this is the first election which I am a little far away from Tamil Nadu election, only not as a participant, only as an observer. I always wanted to serve the people, so I have contested unsuccessfully. I have contested 2 or 3 times, and this time I am only an observer and observing the elections. Very well, I told as a governor, I cannot do politics, so I stick to that. Particularly, I learned about the nutritional status of them. So like Rajbhavan Annam, we are going to provide food for the, first of all, I want to get 2 or 3 vehicles and get the food in that vehicles, and then some small scooter-like thing, this electronic vehicles. I am studying the matter with full intensity. And we are going to, according to the plan which I have, we are going to have 2 or 3 vehicles with the provision of my discretionary funds. We are going to get some vehicles and to take the food in that vehicles, and to get to the interior. We are going to train 20 to 25 tribals for that electronic scooters. We are going to get it so that we train the tribal sisters and brothers to provide food, take the food to approximately 100 to 150%. So like that, initially my aim is to get 2 vehicles and 20 scooters. Approximately the vehicle costs some 4 lakhs to 5 lakhs and the scooter costs 50,000 rupees. So there's an electronic scooter, so it needs some maintenance, tribals can be trained. So that mega, almost a very good project I have portrayed in my mind, and I am at it, I am doing it, and when during my tour, I will initiate it. Yeah, definitely, it's a very good question. Actually, I visited some of the tribal areas before the pandemic. And throughout here, I had a plan to visit all the tribal areas, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic, for 11 months, we were unable to move outside Rajbhavan. Not only myself, because of the lockdown and because of the pandemic. So now, as the cases are reducing, and now we are little by little relieved from the corona situation, so I have already planned it. Most probably, the end of this month, we are starting the tribal area tour. And as it is said, Kanagaraj, we congratulated him, and we called him to Rajbhavan, and he felicitated him. Not only him, he gave some financial assistance to him also. And he requested us to visit his place. So that is also in my plan. We have the e-office. We are unable, whoever are asking, representing, we are receiving it. But through e-office, we are already receiving the memorandums from the people, requests from the people. And to meet them, definitely as a plan, let the pandemic pass away. That's a time limit which I am expecting. Actually, as it is said, there is some limitations, governors, redressal, particularly Raj Bhavan, cannot solve the problem. But I am a facilitator. So most of the time when we appeal to the government and when the particular department we convey the request which we receive from the people, they are responding, no problem. Because the approach, we always approach in a very friendly manner so that the people should be benefited. So they are responding. They are responding and we are following it. No, it is people approach us with different problems, even sometimes for medical help, for admission in the government hospitals, or during the pandemic, they wanted beds in the government hospitals. For different problems and various problems, they approach us. So I cannot say for the particular problem they are approaching. For example, one of the farmer, he approached for the card, Pattadar passbook, Nizamabad district. So immediately we approached the government and the officials and they responded. Then recently that Rajamma, we called her and then we requested, then we requested the particular officials and the IAS officer there to help her with some medical help and at it. So I am telling whatever the problems which are focused and when they are conveyed to me, I always convey to the officials, and whatever way it could be done, it's done. Finally, it is done. That's all I can say. First question, as I said, Raj Bhavan and the Governor's office and the Chief Minister's office should work for the people. There can be controversies. I cannot say, because each one will have attitude different, their way of working different, and the way of appealing different. I cannot say where there is controversy, so that is wrong, but we are like that. They have some pattern of work, so I cannot comment on the other states. I don't want to comment on other states. Our state, from the beginning, because I was feeling little bad when I landed here, as it is said, there was a criticism that because a governor, a political background person has come, that too a person from different party which is different from the ruling party here, definitely there will be clash, controversies. So they are expecting some controversies, some gala events. But from the day I wanted the people should be benefited, but as I said, I don't compromise things also, because in fact, I don't want to say everything for yes. That is also wrong. Whatever the appeal or whatever things to get it done, get it done. That is my view. So I have a way of communicating. So for example, whatever, even during the pandemic, when I wrote some letters, there were little hesitancy, there was no clear response. But when I met the Chief Minister, I clearly told Honorable Chief Minister, I am not only a governor, I am a doctor. Please utilize my services as a doctor. This state is so fortunate during a pandemic to be headed by a doctor. So even though you have inputs from your officials, even though you have inputs from, you also have doctors to communicate. But my views may be different. As a political person, as a social person, my views as a postgraduate in a particular field and a research person, I have so many views. So when we implement, definitely our state can exemplify as a state which controls pandemic. So when I said personally like that, I don't have any personalized ego. You please, even I don't want to disclose that I'm telling all these things. I don't want even that propaganda, I don't want. But I want things to be done, to get it done. So that was my approach. So I want things for the people. So I don't want to be very popular. No, I did that. No, they refused. No, I enforced. I don't want such things at all. I want to put it in a very correct direction and it in a right path and it in a very smoother way. And I want to enforce things, putting my words very correctly, very in a concrete way. So it is only the communication. I strongly feel good communication prevents controversies. So I am a good communicator, I can say that. Then my father, they asked, actually I joined the party which I was heading in 1999. As it is said, at that time There was no any presence in Tamil Nadu. But I strongly felt, because the ideology, I am a nationalist. I was born and brought up in a nationalist family. My father is a true Gandhian and is respected as a very true leader there, non-corrupt leader. And from my childhood, I had a passion towards politics. And I wanted only a national party, even though I had good opportunities from the regional party, selected the national party. And I was fascinated by our Honorable Vajpayeeji's and our Honorable Prime Minister Modiji's views about the development. As a doctor, I used to think that when I was a student at Tanjavur Medical College, children used to come in bullock carts. I used to ask them, why are you bringing the children in bullock cart? If you would have brought the children in the car, we would have saved. Because I was a student from Chennai and transferred to Tanjavur when I got married. They used to tell, Papa, when you are asking like this, if you are not having porridge to eat, why can't you eat cake? We are to get this bullock cart, we were suffering, 1 hour we were waiting. So when I went for a training at Canada, helipads were transferring the patients. So I used to think, then when as a medical student, I attended Honorable Vajpayeeji's program. He was talking only about development. So I wanted a party to which focuses on development. So because of that fascination, then I had a feeling that after so much of years of independence, our country should have developed in much a better way. That was my view. And when I met such a party, so I joined with a big turmoil in my family. My father didn't talk. For 1 year, my family, I was unable to attend any program. But the pillar which was strongly beside me was my husband. Because of his support, I always say it's not he's not at the back of me, he's at the beside me. So because of his strong support, even though my family was very angry with me because of my decision, but after that, after 1 year or 1.5 years, my father started talking. But even now, we keep distance. He's, as a congressman, we keep distance only. So it's like that. He was a true congressman, I was a true BJP person. It was like that. Yeah, I have to appeal, because even though when I felicitated our Padma Shri awardee, the tribal minister also came. Actually, we invited her, and she was good enough to came here and attended the program. And during that time, I also interacted with her. The tribals are facing some problem. Then she told, we will look into it in a very humanitarian way, and we will have a meeting. So I am at it. I am well aware of the problem, and definitely it will be solved. But it's a sensational issue, because we cannot talk for them, we cannot talk for them. So both are important. So we have to manage it in a very delicate way, then it will be done. I am at it. So universities, I always say in the higher education system, our Telangana should top the country, must one of the top states in the country. So only I should thank all the university staff and academicians for initiating the online classes. Telangana is one of the states which initiated very early the online classes. So I used to tell the online classes are the lifeline for the students during the pandemic period. So I cannot say the particular problem, as it is, as we are all know that Vice Chancellor should be appointed as early as possible. And from the beginning, I am enforcing that. I am requesting the government, and as I said, I interacted with the registrars and other academicians, and we have submitted, and the government has accepted, and they are on the process, and definitely within 1 or 2 months, we'll get a university. Because of the pandemic, government was explaining me, because of the pandemic, we're all focusing on the health of the people. So immediately now we are receding from it. So we are at it, and within 1 month, the Vice Chancellors will be appointed. That is the assurance the government has given to me. So some employment, some vacancies, these are the problems. But I should say all the universities are working very well, very hard. During the pandemic period, they didn't take any rest, and they were all on their duty. And I really appreciate the work of our universities. That's all I can say. Actually, as I said, my appeal is always issue-based. So, as a doctor and as a governor, my focus is on the health of the people and the tribal welfare. But whatever may be the issues which during that time, particular time, which comes to my notice, I always have conveyed to the government. I want to convey to you constructively whatever the opinion or the message you want to convey to me even later, it can be conveyed for the sake of the people. And I will be, as I said, I will be a catalyst, I will be a facilitator to get things done, and always take everything in a very positive way. So let us all, we are very happy that we have crossed, we are safe during the pandemic period, and we are all able to meet today. And even in another 1 or 2 months, we have to be little careful.